A landau is a coach-building term for a type of four-wheeled, convertible carriage. See also Landau. It was a city carriage of luxury type. The low shell of the landau made for maximum visibility of the occupants and the clothing, a feature that makes the landau still a popular choice for Lords Mayor in the United Kingdom on ceremonial occasions. History of Landau carriages. It is lightweight and suspended on elliptical springs. It was invented in the 18th century. Landau in this sense is first noted in English in 1743. It was named after the German city of Landau in the Rhenish Palatinate where they were first produced. Lord Hopkinson, coachmakers of Holborn, London, produced the first English landaus in the 1830s. Description and development. A landau, drawn by a pair of four in hand, is one of several kinds of vis-a-vis, a social carriage with facing seats over a dropped footwell, which was perfected by the mid-19th century in the form of a swept base that flowed in a single curve. The soft folding top is divided into two sections, front and rear, latched at the center. These usually lie perfectly flat, but the back section can be let down or thrown back while the front section can be removed or left stationary. When fully opened, the top can completely cover the passengers, with some loss of the graceful line. The landau's center section might contain a fixed full-height glazed door, or more usually a low half-door. There would usually be a separate raised open driver's upholstered bench seat, but a landau could be postilion-driven, and there was usually a separate groom's seat, sprung above and behind the rear axle, saving the groom from having to stand on a running board. A small landau, a coupe with a folding top, was called a landaulet. A brougham called a brougham landaulet had a top collapsible from the rear doors backward. A five-glass landau was fitted with a front glass windscreen and two windows on each side. The landau reached its full development by the mid-19th century. It was purely a city carriage of luxury type. The low shell of the landau made for maximum visibility of the occupants and the clothing, a feature that makes the landau still a popular choice for Lords Mayor on ceremonial occasions. Royal use in Britain. The Royal Mews contains several different types of landau. 7 state landaus are in regular use, plus 5 semi-state landaus, as well as being slightly plainer in ornamentation. The semi-state landaus are distinguished from the state landaus in that they are postilion-driven, rather than driven from the box. The 1902 State Landau was built for the coronation of Edward VII in 1902. Unlike the earlier State Landaus, it is postilion-driven. So two of the 5 Ascot landaus, smaller and lighter carriages with basketwork sides, which are used each year at Royal Ascot. The Royal Mews also retains a miniature landau made for the children of George V and designed to be pulled by ponies. Landaus make for a striking display as long as the weather is fine, and they are used on occasions ranging from state visits and the opening of Parliament to royal weddings, jubilees and other celebrations. They also play a regular part in the welcoming of new ambassadors to the court of St. James's. Soon after arriving in London, foreign ambassadors have an audience with the Queen in which they present the letters of credence or letters of high commission to Her Majesty. The ambassadors are collected from the embassy or residence by a state landau from the Royal Mews for this purpose, and are escorted by the Marshal of the Diplomatic Corps, who is based at St. James's Palace. The ambassador's suite follows in another state landau. Canada. The monarch of Canada has a state landau at her disposal in Ottawa for ceremonial processions from Rideau Hall to Parliament Hill. The state landau was given to Canada in 1911 and was formerly used by the Governor-General of Australia. For the Queen's Plate in Toronto, the monarch and the royal family have a private landau owned by the Ontario Jockey Club and gift from E. P. Taylor. Japan. A number of 5-glass landaus, known in Japan as zagyōshiki, are maintained by the imperial household. These are regularly used when new ambassadors present their credentials to the emperor, as well as for royal weddings and coronations.